Counting calories actually hurts you way more in the long run. I used to think to have my dream physique, I would have to count my calories, but if anything, that actually gave me a really bad mindset towards my body and food. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you why I stopped counting calories and what you can do instead in case you want to tone up or lose some fat in a realistic and maintainable way. If you're new here, my name is Morgan Ben. I'm a holistic nutritionist. Please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's just get right into it. So the first thing is counting your calories is exhausting and really time consuming. It's not maintainable in the long run. I honestly wasted so much time pulling out a scale, weighing all my food, and it's not something that you can do every single day. You also can't bring it to a restaurant. And that brings me to the second thing, it's not fully accurate. Even if you do a full body scan to understand how many calories your body needs, it's not accurate because every single day looks different. And if you're more active one day than the next, you're going to need more food to sustain yourself. And the other reason it isn't accurate is also because of how calories are measured in food. We don't absorb all the calories from some of the foods we eat. A really good example of this is almonds. I'll show a diagram here for reference, but sometimes your body doesn't fully absorb all of the calories in given food. On that note, based on your genetics and your ethnicity, your body processes food differently. Every body is different, and how your body responds to sugar or how your body puts on fat is different than the next person. The third reason why you should stop counting calories, I mentioned this before, but it can be detrimental to your mental health. It can be really damaging to the way you view food, and it can cause eating disorders or food fears. I have struggled with this personally. Counting calories actually gave me a bit of a binge eating disorder because I would feel like I can't eat this food, it's gonna go past my calories for the day. And then you get to a point where you're like, honestly, like F it, I really want pizza. And you just end up binging on it because you tell yourself, this is the last time I'm gonna eat XYZ. Another weird reverse thing it did for me is I would say, okay, I need to eat this many calories in this day in order to gain muscle or even like tone up. I thought, okay, I had to eat this much. And sometimes I would go about my day, I would eat, I'd feel satisfied, I'd feel full, but my calorie tracker would say that I needed to eat more. And then I would just end up force feeding myself when I wasn't even hungry. So this brings me to what can you do instead? The first thing I truly believe in is intuitive eating, which is honoring your hunger and your fullness. Because like I said, some days you're gonna be hungrier than others, and you should honor that. But I also think it's important to pair this with eating foods in their natural state. I guess you could consider this the paleo diet, or essentially it's just eating foods in their less processed form. For example, one of my favorite go-to meals is having salmon with sweet potato and a veggie like broccoli. All of these foods are in their most natural state, and I'm not saying you should avoid processed foods entirely. Actually, funny enough, a lot of foods we deem as healthy, such as rice, oatmeal, those foods have been processed to make them more edible, as in they've been removed from the grain so that it can now be cooked and consumed. So I think you should never ever demonize processed foods as well. As I mentioned, everything fits in a balanced diet, and demonizing food will just cause you problems mentally in the long run. Another thing you can do instead of counting your calories is by increasing your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. What this means is increasing your daily movement outside of exercise. For example, cleaning dishes, doing laundry, doing things around the house, maybe blasting music in the morning and hyping yourself up. Funny enough too, I'm a very much like a fidgeter. You can see I always use my hands in my videos. And if you're a fidgeter, you're actually burning more calories per day than someone who just completely sits still. And I'm not saying you should like pick up fidgeting, but I thought that was interesting to learn because I always like shake my legs when I'm sitting, and I found out later in life that that means I'm burning more calories. Interestingly. Another thing I like to add to that is walking. I love to walk. If you can walk just to like your corner store, or even parking further along the street and walking a little bit more to the grocery store. But essentially it's movement that is outside of exercise. The next thing relating to exercise is actually gaining muscle, because muscle per pound burns more calories than fat. And of course, if you have more muscle, you need more food to sustain it. Therefore, you can eat more calories, and it's kind of a win-win because you also become stronger physically, mentally, you feel more capable in your body's abilities. And with that, I would recommend then eating more protein, which protein helps you stay more satiated and satisfied for longer, reduces your cravings for sugar, and overall just makes you feel great. I highly recommend increasing your protein intake if you can. Those were all the tips I had for you. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out some of my other videos on my channel, and I hope to see you in the next one.